what's up, guys? So I am talking out of my part-time job right now. I'm working today. I work at a bike shop. Been working here for the past 2 or 3 years, or almost actually going 3 and 4 now. But this is my last 2 weeks here. I just put in my 2 weeks about a day or two ago. I recently got an offer letter for a software development position. My official title is Associate Software Developer for a company in my area, and so I'm excited. This is my first job in the industry. Gonna be my first real world experience outside of college, and so I'm kind of basically just gonna explain a little bit of my path as to how I got here, how I ended up with a gap in my career between college and then now my first hire. And so so starting back 2013, graduated high school spring of 2013, went directly into college that fall, and ended up with a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree of science in computer science. This was at a public university that I commuted to. Worked as an undergraduate assistant, teaching assistant for a professor of mine, did some WordPress, stuff like that, just kind of basic things for one of their projects. I didn't really do any development, but I was in the cybersecurity club, had some scholarships, things like that. So overall, an okay experience. Last semester of my college ended up interviewing maybe 2 or 3 places in the fall. Got an offer letter in that winter for a defense contractor in the area it was a software engineering position, but it was contingent on a top secret clearance with polygraph, which I had no expectations of having issues with. But post-graduation, come 2017, June, July, I was expecting a start in June of 2017, have my start date at that defense contracting position, and July I find out that my clearance was denied because I couldn't get through the polygraph. I spent a couple times doing that, about 12 hours in the polygraph, and couldn't get through, so that opportunity was there no longer, and so end up back in the application process, kind of back to square one. And unfortunately that went on for about a year and a half before I actually just got this offer. So from, let's say, summer of 2017 until winter of 2018, I was applying places. I was not doing that much. I was kind of just hoping that the degree would get me a job, and as I continued to do that and interview and fail, I've gotten a lot of interviews. I think my degree got me a lot of interviews, but what I realized was I didn't have real-world experience, and I was losing my knowledge from school to an extent. Not my understanding necessarily, but when I went into an interview and they whiteboarded some type of array or data structure, sorting algorithm, whatever it may be, in school I would have right off the top of my head had it, but a year away from school and these interviews weren't going as well. The questions were just kind of on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't get there, so the interviews were going badly, and eventually this past fall 2018, I realized that it just wasn't working anymore. I wasn't going to end up with a job if all I did was rely on this degree and keep applying. So I started to get back to coding, actually learning something, specifically web development. I found things like Free Code Academy, just freshen up on skills, JavaScript skills, things I didn't formally learn in school, because my school was Java heavy, and started doing different tutorials. I built a lot of web applications in Node.js, MongoDB. I used a little bit of MySQL, but found YouTube channels like Josh Fluke, Traversy Media, Tech Lead, things like that were people that were motivated and putting up code every day and trying to get better. And so I spent the past 2 or 3 months doing that and getting myself back on track. So I stopped kind of putting applications out because the interviews they were becoming a waste of time. So I did that. I got back on track, put out a couple more applications once I felt like I was back into the swing of things and that I was more confident in my interviews. And so had a phone interview with this company, went fine. I wasn't actually using this tech stack that they were using. I hadn't used that in a long time, so I freshened up on that skills, built a little CRUD application the weekend before, the in-person interview in the .NET framework, which is what they were using. And so in-person went great, got along with the people really well, did well in the tech assignment or assessment that they had me do. It was about a half hour during the interview. It all went well, and 2 days later I had an offer letter. So in the span of, let's say, it's really not even 3 months, it was about 2 months, I went from this year and a half plus of just application, interview, nothing, just getting nowhere, and really going backwards as I got farther and farther away from school, and my knowledge was only getting foggier and foggier, to now where 2 months later I'm putting code up every day, and now my skills are a lot fresher. I have some actually marketable skills apparently, and now I have a full-time job. And so yeah, that's kind of just mapping out my personal experience. I'm gonna do a couple of videos because I have so many interviews under my belt, kind of explaining the different array of types of interviews you'll get and different questions, and how to go about preparing yourself for them. Anyway, this video is just not really getting into detail, but just a general kind of overview of how I got to the job that I now have, and how I got out of here. So about 2 more weeks, and because it's winter, I'll probably only have like 1 more shift in that span of 2 weeks. So anyway, goodbye to the bike shop, and hello to software development.